We need to make some changes to this car so that it can achieve its full potential. So this is the Magnuson 2600 Supercharger. This is the actual blower that is going to go on my car. He's crying. The moment of truth has come. Let me move everything out the way. Uh-oh. What's up, y'all? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We're back here, and I know it's been a minute since you've seen this car, and let's get to the nitty-gritty. I was able to show this to my grandfather. He's like an old school hot rod guy, so I know he loved that Corvette, and there goes my alarm to let me know to start the day right. Editor's note, just edit. It doesn't matter, just put it in there. I didn't know what his emotions would be towards this car, and the number one thing I can say is, here's his reaction.
There he is.
Thank you, man.
I thought I'd come by and show you something real quick. You know where them guts is from?
Yeah.
The Vet.
You kidding?
That's the engine in the Vet.
No kidding. That's it, man.
That's it.
That's it.
That sucker in there.
Yeah. I know she know you're coming in for a landing. That's real good. It's tight. It's really tight, man.
He loved it. He was like, man, you got all these new parts, man. I can't believe that's my old engine. But we need to make some changes to this car so that it can achieve its full potential. Unfortunately, right now, I have a bottlenecked intake system. My throttle body is 90 millimeters. My intake is 70 millimeters. It is literally sucking in air, but the problem is it can't get all the air into the engine. We're gonna replace this intake manifold with something else, and then I also have this deadhead system. LSs are a returnless system, I've heard, so we're gonna fix that. Also, the number one thing is this car is absurdly too loud. So we're gonna fix the exhaust, fix the intake issue, and maybe do the diff. And the reason why I say maybe do the diff, unfortunately, it's not locking up anymore. So if you guys can see like a lot of one wheel pills, I don't know what's wrong with my diff. I either need to get it reshimmed or just throw a welded diff in here and call it a day. But let's get on the road because there's gonna be hella traffic, and I don't wanna deal with traffic because we have to go from here to Oxnard, which is like a 2-hour drive, so let's get going.
On the road again.
No, you can't borrow my truck because you always do burnouts in it and dumb stuff. Absolutely not. Do you have a pickup truck or a trailer or a van and all your friends always need to borrow it to pick up tires or get things delivered or something? Say no more. eBay Motors solves all these problems. You can order tires on eBay Motors and get them shipped directly to a certified installer. It's way easier than getting them shipped to your house and having them lug them to the tire shop or bothering your friends with a pickup truck and burning that bridge. And if that's not enough, they cover mounting, balancing, valve stems, and they'll even get rid of your old tires, which is one of the biggest burdens because you don't want to just go and get caught throwing them in the ocean. So if you want to double up on some rubbers, head over to ebaymotors.com, get yourself sorted.
You see, employee onlys today, or however long we're here for, we are employees, so they gave us the whole facility to use for their stuff. They got supercharged Tundra, supercharged C8 in the back. They do all the installations here. If I ever buy a C8 Corvette and decide to have a midlife crisis, it's gonna get supercharged. But I had to ask my man Matt to come back and help me through this whole process because we are team too slow. Because at the moment, this thing's too slow. What do you think's the proper number for this?
850.
850? The engine builder said it can only handle 8.
He said.
He's my engine builder. I wanted 600. Seven? Seven's fair. The good people at Magnuson let us do this here because we don't know what we're doing, and that man over there playing with hose and everything is gonna help us. Let's go bug him.
Yo.
Hey, yo, Aki, can you make my car bacon, egg, and cheese the Aki way?
The Aki way, dog. I got you. Sure.
Never, never, never.
The f is this?
This is my man Noel right here.
Yes, sir.
Putting this supercharger on this car, what are going to be the hard parts since I am using the LS1?
Different type heads, right? You got the adapters for those, so we're set up there. It does lift up the supercharger a little bit. We're usually used to working in very tight spaces, trying to make things fit. On this application, we have more than enough room to be able to make things a little bit more cleaner.
So with this supercharger, will I get that whining noise, or does that just come from certain types of superchargers?
Oh no, you're gonna get that whining noise.
I want this car to scream like that.
Yep, it's gonna scream.
Will it affect the chop?
No.
Okay, so it'll chop and whine? Anything I should worry about, like belt slippage, boost creep? Do I have to run oil to the supercharger?
And this ain't no turbo. This ain't no none of that. It's a good old blower. You hardly know her. You don't gotta do any maintenance to it. You don't gotta change the oil in it. None of that stuff. Belt slip, you don't have to worry about that. If you're set up with the right tensor and everything, you're gonna be completely fine. Just hold the pedal down, let that thing scream, and let the rubber fly, dude.
Well, you've done this before.
So before we do all of this and install this, we gotta get the car in the room, and then we also have to assemble our very own supercharger, correct?
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna learn a lot about how everything works, how we test our units, and all the other different pieces that are incorporated in it.
Okay, well, let's get to work.
Awesome,
Thank
let's
you.
do it.
So this is the Magnuson 2600 belt-driven supercharger. He's dying because he needs a supercharger. I needed a new headlight because the other one broke. Mr. Andrew Hawkins was like, I got a solution for you, and I know you want to get more air because you're going to put something enormous and freaking forbidden on there. Motive DVD duct on here, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do with all this space, and hopefully we can make that work. But for now, this is what y'all see. Just to get this in, I don't need to say all that. I'm going to run that back, Diego, or Kyle, or Justin, or you, Alex. We're about to get into the nitty gritty. There's a bunch of units behind me, but they're gonna let me build my own unit. That's right, Magnuson trusts me to build my own unit, test my own unit, put that unit on my car. How good are we gonna be at this? I don't know, but we have all the parts and bolts that are gonna go into the supercharger. I'm going with the 2650. The 2650 is gonna use the most optimum power that I can out this blower in case I ever decide to rebuild this engine and stroke it and make over 1,000 horsepower. This unit is very capable of that, and I'm super excited. Grandpa, if you're watching this, we're gonna keep it conservative. That way I can give you a ride in it again, and that way we can go to the Golden Corral together and pull up on Miss Old Gloria for you, my boy. This is the physical supercharger. So Mr. Jabri right here is gonna show me what I need to do and explain before I put this together.
So we always put the bearings in. We always use a little bit of Molly paste. So it goes in easy.
Now, what is that grease for? Just to slide them in pretty good?
Yeah.
That boy nasty. Mm-hmm. And then from there, what do we do?
Oh, yeah, take it to Frankie.
Okay, editor's note, he has to do something that they don't want to be shown on camera, so we are not going to go show it until the finished product happens.
Is this the sex stuff?
So I'm going to stick a bunch of stuff on my race car, whether it's mild steel, chromoly, aluminum, or stainless. What's a good way to pick like a filler rod to melt them together?
The two main filler metals I use is the ER70S2, and then for higher strength stuff like chromoly or Docol, I use the ER80SD2 filler metal. Most of your exhaust is going to be a 304 type alloy. And aluminum's another bird because there's a lot of different alloys for aluminum and applications. So you have to take those into consideration, whether it's high temperature or cracking or corrosion resistance. So the best way to pick a filler metal for aluminum is download the Hobart Weld app, and you can just tell the app what alloy you're working with, and it'll give you a whole chart of different filler metal selections. And if you don't know what it is, right, the 4000 series alloy is a good cross-compatible one, so 4043 or 4943.
Me and my boy Jabri right here done put together this whole supercharger unit, and now we get to test it. I get to hear something that we put together. Hope that this holds up. So let's take this bad boy over to the test stand over there. Thank you again, my good man. So Noel and James are bolting down the cover that we built, Jabri and myself, up to a certain spec that I hope it passes. This is the actual blower that is going to go on my car. That's right. Are we going to test it with the door open?
We always do that at startup.
Okay.
Just make sure we don't see any mechanical issues, any noise, instant noise.
Be safe in there, my son. Little blowy. He's crying.
That right there is going to be a 1 minute test.
Okay. What RPM do you test it at?
22,000 at the moment.
Hold on, 22,000?
I mean, you barely even see 65.
Yeah, my car doesn't go that high.
We have to.
Okay.
Durability.
The way they conduct this is 3 1-minute tests, one at 22,000, one at 16,000, and then the third one damn near, I guess at operating in my car, this would simulate at 7,700 RPM.
About as much boost as your motor's gonna take. It's at 5 pounds.
Okay, 5 pounds. So at 7,500 RPM, that's 5 pounds?
That's 5 pounds right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
on a Supercharger is different than, this is not a turbo.
No.
So like,
That is not a toy.
now that we tested this and we built everything, we could take the car apart, get this on here, and then we can use their dyno. So Noel and my boy Andrew Molina can remote tune my car.
Yep, we're gonna put on dyno, see how much she makes.
Ooh.
See what the limit is.
Ooh. All right, we got Noel here.
Yes, sir.
Josh is in the back joshing. Nala, our company supervisor, she's making sure that we don't mess this up.
Yep.
No messing around today. We got to get all these accessory drive pieces off because we are putting on the LSA accessory drive, which pushes it forward a little bit. Noel has stuff to mock up. I have stuff to pull off, and let's get into it. Front accessory drive removed. The last thing we got to do is take off this intake. Noel right now is going to take off my LS1 crank pulley, and we're going to put on an LSA crank pulley that I got for my good people at Schwartz Performance. Thank you very much, Mr. Richard. Supercharger, accessory, AC. One day we'll have AC, but for now, not for me.
Hey, that rhymes.
So I might as well go V12 now, you know what I'm saying? Scotto, give me one of them clapped out Audi engines real quick, you know what I'm saying, for your boy. Like butter, baby. Thank you, sir.
Right now, we are installing the crankshaft pulley. Then we got to pin it because now we're actually making some power. If not, there's a possibility that it could spin on the crank. We don't want that.
So pinning it is basically locking it on to the crankshaft? Is that basic?
Yep.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, so the crankshaft pulley is from LSA, and those come pinned. This LS1, they never made enough power for them to actually be pinned. It's going to be making somewhere in the 600s. We are going to pin the crank in 2 different locations. It already has a pin that would be on the factory crank. Yep, you can see it right there.
Okay.
So we're going to pin it right here and right here. This comes in your kit, and it comes with a drill bit and a knurling tool and everything to make sure you get everything precise in the way it's supposed to be.
Remember, kids, it's okay to ask for help. You're probably like, why doesn't he put it on himself? Huh?
You're doing this.
Nah, buddy.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'll be the supervisor here. You're chilling. You got this.
He's
you
right.
got this.
He's right.
Drill bit. I already have my tape set up right here. We recommend putting blue tape on it so you can actually see it. Line it up and drill all the way until it gets to the edge right there. This thing is ported out perfectly just to drill straight into the crank.
Put that in there, boy. I think we're good. You want to blow it off?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Boom, there you go.
Boy.
Dang, you're really learning, huh?
I built my own supercharger. They helped me build my own supercharger. Thank you. My knees hurt.
Really just wanted to test fit this unit right here to make sure we don't need any other parts or have to do any modifications. It was meant to be in here with the factory hood, just with a little bit of adjustment.
Okay. It looks good in there.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I think we might call it a day from here and then just come back tomorrow or come back another day. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Back here at it again. Noel's been working effortlessly, got the front accessory drive almost on. Gonna put the supercharger on, and as you can see right here, we're doing the fuel system. So we had a deadhead system before. It's just one line running to the front and then the fuel goes around. That's what that deadhead system is. So what we're gonna do is the surge tank back here, but it's only one line going up.
We had the feed, so off the fuel filter, we had the line going into the regulator and then going into the front of the engine. So now we're just gonna keep that line that's already in the front of the engine, reverse it, have that be the return, go back into the regulator, we'll cap that, return fuel will come back into the surge tank, and then complete the whole cycle. All we're doing is adding an extra line, -8, from the filter to the rail.
Yes, there we go. The moment of truth has come. Let me move everything out the way. I got it. Drop somewhere in there. This is it. The one we built and tested. There we go. This is the last step. Now it becomes a real boy. And it's in here. And now you set it. There you go. Is it recording? All right, everything's finally hooked up. Water lines plumb, coolant lines plumb, power steering plumb. These two have been working effortlessly. I've been trying. Now we get to crank it up.
See if it fires. That's all we need to know.
We'll be back after these commercial messages.
Commercial!
Updated the firmware. All the vacuum lines are on. It's time to start it, boss man. Uh-oh. Damn, it's kind of warm over the car. You warmed up. What you think it was?
Getting too much air at idle.
Yeah.
Open hole.
Oh.
What was it idling at?
3,000.
Oh,
It's a boy. It's a boy.
No fuel leaks, nothing like that.
Right? Now we've done this. We got little minute things to do, but the car runs. It's not like we didn't know it was going to run. It's just a whole new process. It's boosted now. So next step, get all this done. We're either going to go to the dyno or it's time to finally make this car quiet, head to the good people at Borla and get this ready. Because it's like the tracks that I need to go to, this thing will never pass 10.